Happy Wednesday, everybody. Another full 15 game slate on the board. We are going to talk through each and every game. We're going to talk about the recap yesterday, the hot and the cold hitters. But before we get into that, just a quick reminder to hit that subscribe button at the bottom. It's free. I appreciate it. Hit the thumbs up button, all that good stuff. Anyway, let's get into the recap from yesterday. Basically a wash, slightly up, very slightly up. Marlins first five over 1.5. They ended up getting one, could not get two. They actually out-hit the Diamondbacks through the first 5 innings, and they were down 3-1 or 2-1. That sucked. Cleveland, New York. Wow. We were under this number through 11 innings. So there's that. Yankees just could not score a run. The Klaus guy for Cleveland absolutely shut them down in the 10th and the 11th. And then Cleveland just went off. Absolutely popped off for like 6th in the top of the 12th. So is what it is. Athletics money line, they ended up losing 1-0. So yeah, good. Two good pitchers there. Came down to a top of the 8th inning home run by the Rays. That's what decided it. Cardinals money line, that was painful. Did not get to Frankie the Fade Montas. They ended up making a run in the 8th, scored 2, so it was 3-2. They had runners on second and third with 1 out. And, then they end up having bases loaded with 1 out. And they go strikeout. So, yes, that was absolutely fantastic. We ended up hitting our pitcher K prop. That was pretty sweat free. Bueller is terrible. I think he got 1K, and that's it. Kramer ended up hitting his by like the 3rd inning, so that was a really nice hit. And then we hit the Diamondbacks, Dodgers, and the Giants -1. Dodgers had a really nice comeback there. So we ended up hitting 2 parlays that kind of saved the night. Those were half unit, unfortunately. Too bad they weren't full units, but it is what it is. Overall, just kind of a crappy day. We went 6-9 on the games. The Royals absolutely got smacked, which is crazy. They kept making a comeback, and the Angels just kept scoring. So they would score 3, Angels would score 2. So it's pretty crazy there. Giants sweat free, Dodgers nice comeback, Yankees like Jesus Christ, score a run, man. They held Cleveland scoreless in the 10th and the 11th. They went, I think it was like 7 or 8 innings without scoring a run. Crazy. Diamondbacks won. Phillies ended up getting beat. That sucked. Nats, come on, man. Come on, Nationals. You're going to let Austin Gomber go into like the 8th inning against you? Frustrating. We already talked about the Cardinals. The Mets got smacked around. The A's got beat 1-0. Astros game, that's just a wild series. That's a fun series. And then the Rangers ended up getting beat 4-0. Everything inside me yesterday said I wanted to take Pittsburgh. I said that on the video. I should have done it. So it is what it is. Let's get into, really don't need to talk about the tracking. It was an even day, basically. Hot and cold. So hot batters. There's a decent amount of hot batters against Nola. So Ozuna, Duvall, Olson, and Harris have decent splits against Nola. That said, there's an equal amount of even splits against Max Fried. So Turner, Harper, Castellanos, and Real Muto have some good splits there. Gibson with Willie Adams and Jake Bowers have had some success against him. Javier Baez, I would never bet a Javier Baez prop for the record. And then Shohei against Logan Gilbert. Cold batters, kind of the same thing. It's like the lineup is hot or cold. Got some cold hitters against Nola, some cold hitters against Fried and Gibson. Johnny Cueto, holy shit. I thought that guy was dead, but no, he's pitching today. That blew me away. Anyway, hot pitcher matchups. Nola versus Atlanta. It's kind of weird because he's got hot and cold, but historically he's been okay. But we'll talk about this. I wouldn't put a whole lot into this. I think it's we'll go in depth about that. And then Kyle Gibson against the Brewers. Freaking Cardinals. Cold pitcher matchup. Max Fried, not so hot, which he hasn't looked good lately. Let's get into the first slate. Our first game here. I was at the Mets, so we saw the Mets kind of do their business in game 1. The O's came back and did their business in game 2. Although, man, that bullpen is bad. I thought they were going to blow it. They were up like 6, and they almost blew it. I won't say almost. but it felt like they were going to. Today, you've got Sean Manaea going up against Cole Irvin. Irvin hasn't pitched yet this month. His last start was 7:29. I wouldn't expect him to go very many innings. Most of his outings prior to, so essentially the entire month of July and into late June was like 4 or less innings. So we probably won't see him throw a ton. He's rocking about a 5 away ERA. Manaea sitting at about a 4. If we look at Manaea, hasn't had the greatest track record against the Orioles. That said, he hasn't pitched against them in 3 years, but he's got a 16.88 ERA versus them. So that's pretty wild. If we look at Manaea, he has pitched really well lately. 6 earned runs in his last 4 starts, 3 earned runs in his last 2 starts. So pretty good there. If we look at his splits, he's definitely weaker against lefties, giving up a 263 average. Baltimore has 3 lefties in the lineup. And if we look at Irvin, he's got a really bad split against righties, giving up a 444 average against righties versus a 111 versus lefties. So the Mets are a very right-handed heavy team with 7 righties in the lineup. If we look at the splits over the last 2 weeks, over the last week, Baltimore's hitting lefties, but we've seen them hit lefties. They're just not scoring runs. They just could not get the clutch hits against, probably the last 4 lefties they've faced. So I don't have a lot of confidence in them today. I mean, you got to remember it is getaway day, which is a weird day for some of these teams. I don't love it. Now, most of the teams this is going to be game 2, but there are going to be some getaway days. Let me put my phone on vibrate so I don't hear that the whole time. All right. Anyway, I like the Mets in this situation. Or you could do first 5, but I mean, I don't like doing first 5 because this Orioles bullpen is just trash. So I really want those last probably 5 or 6 innings I'm going to get with the bullpen because they should get some runs. So I have zero faith in the O's bullpen. Just absolutely horrendous right now. All right, this game, I actually ended up changing this. I mean, I don't really want to bet who's going to win this game. I just want to take the over. I got the over at 8. It was beautiful. Should be pretty sweat-free. Right now it's 8.5. I think that's fine. I don't mind 8.5 at all. I think that is a very feasible number. If we look at Verlander, this is his first start since early June. Prior to that, right, he was terrible at home. I mean, absolutely terrible. 5.5 ERA almost. We look at Cooper Criswell, not good. He is very, very bad. Gave up 6 earned runs versus Baltimore in his last outing. That was the football game where it was 12-10. So if we look at Criswell, not very good against lefties. He's given up a 400 average. That said, Houston's only got 1 lefty, so I think that's why we see this number. He does have good splits against righties, only hitting 172 off of him, but I think this Houston lineup's a little different. So give me the Astros here, but man, and it's really, I don't trust Boston's bullpen. It is horrendously bad. Only difference, if you look at Houston's bullpen, they did have 4 pitchers in the bullpen who threw 20 plus yesterday. Doesn't fill me with confidence, but I can't trust this Boston bullpen. I feel like even there's not really a lead that's too safe where I feel comfortable. Maybe 20 runs, I'd probably feel pretty good, but just an absolute horrendous bullpen there. Okay, next game. Pirates at the Rangers. Domingo Germain, I don't know, however you say that, going up against Andrew Heaney. Germain, whatever. This is really his first start this year. He did like 1 long relief appearance, 2 earned runs in 6 innings pitched, so not bad. Expected batting average of 214. Doesn't throw hard, but he's got a lot of junk. We saw Rangers struggle to score yesterday. I'm not a huge Heaney fan, so I'll take the Pirates here at plus money and the under. Probably I won't bet either, for being honest. Actually, that's not true. I am betting Pirates. That is a complete lie. So that's actually on one of our upsets today. So I do like the Pirates here. If we look at Domingo, small sample size, but giving up a 111 average to lefties and a sub 1 to righties. Heaney sitting about 200 to righties, 300 to lefties. So I just don't trust Heaney. I know he's better at home, but I don't trust the Rangers sticks. I don't trust their bullpen. There's just no confidence in that team. So just two really bad teams. Next game, White Sox and the Giants. Crochet on the mound. Again, he's on a pitch limit. I think he threw 60 pitches or something last time. So we'll see him go 3 or 4 innings in all likelihood. But this line did jump. This was at 8. I tried to get on it and I couldn't. So it's actually 7 now. I think it jumped to 7.5. But either way, I don't know if I want to touch that. With the wind blowing out, that's kind of tough. But Logan Webb, very good at home, ground ball pitcher. So shouldn't be giving up a lot of long balls. Webb's given up 1 earned run in his last 3 home starts. But White Sox are just absolute trash. So can't back them. The bullpen is just absolutely horrendous. Webb pitches good at home. They've got a great bullpen behind him. Pitch splits, I think Crochet will do fine, right? We should see a very low-scoring game. If you want to do a first 5 under, I think that's a very solid bet. And I like Crochet to go over 5.5 Ks. I could see the Giants striking out a ton, so that's at minus 131, I believe. All right, next game, Twins at the Padres. We were on the Padres yesterday. Didn't look great, but they ended up making a comeback after Ober got out of the game, so good win there for them. Waldron going up against SWR. Don't really love SWR away. He's given a 4.27 away ERA. That said, Waldron hasn't been stellar. This will be the first time that the Twins have faced him, so how will they handle the knuckleball? I don't know. That's the mystery. If we look at Woods Richardson, 13 earned runs over his last 4 starts. His pitch splits look really bad. The guy just doesn't throw anything overpowering. So you've got a guy that doesn't throw anything overpowering against a team that very rarely strikes out. It does not look good for him today. So I really like the Padres here. As long as Waldron doesn't get tagged up too much, I think we'll be okay. But we haven't really seen the Twins hit anything, right-handed pitching, left-handed pitching too well over the last week. And his hard hit percentage is actually quite low for a knuckleballer. It's only at 33%. So I like the old Padres to get the job done today. Over 8.5 would be the lean, but don't know if I want to touch that. I think I'd rather just put my faith in the Padres. All right, next game, Diamondbacks at the Marlins. Jordan Montgomery going up against Roddery Munoz. Munoz not great at home, giving up nearly a 7 home ERA versus Jordan Montgomery, who pitches significantly better away than he does at Chase Field. Or not Chase Field. Jesus, is that right? I don't know. Having a brain fart. Diamondbacks home field. Let's go with that. If we look at Montgomery, 4 earned runs in his last 4 away starts. So he's actually been pitching really well. If we look at Munoz, he's given up 13 earned runs in his last 4 starts. So don't have a lot of faith in Munoz here. I think the Diamondbacks get the dub today. I just don't see a path to them winning. I mean, they could get to Jordan Montgomery. He is susceptible to lefties more than righties, giving up basically close to a 300 average both ways. Munoz, about the same. I mean, this is literally the stats are fairly similar for both of these pitchers. Munoz hard hit percentage is through the roof, though. It's he is the worst starting pitcher in terms of hard hit percentage. 46% of balls in play are considered hard hit. Average exit velo of 91 miles an hour. So when he gets hit very hard. And this D-backs club should park a few today. So if you're looking for home run props, good team to potentially invest in today. Pitch splits look absolutely horrendous for Munoz. So even with Jordan Montgomery on the hill, there's no way I can back the Marlins there. And after they burned us on the team total yesterday, they're dead to me. Dead. At least till the next series. That said, now I will go back to that. Something about the third game of a series, the Marlins are really, really good. So there's that. But man, I can't back them behind Munoz today. All right, Rockies Nats. We were on Nats yesterday. They shit the bed on us. It is what it is. Tanner Gordon, Mitchell Parker. Parker's last start versus Philly at Philly, not good. He gave up 10 hits, 9 earned runs in 3 innings. That said, much, much better pitcher at home with a even 3 ERA. Gordon, I didn't put it on here, but not great away. I did put it on there, 8.04, but that is heavily skewed because in the Arizona start, he only gave up 3 earned runs, but he didn't make it out of the first inning. So That'll obviously skyrocket the old ERA. But I don't trust Gordon. This guy's not good. So I got to go Nats here. I just hope they actually hit today. I think Parker is serviceable today. Over 8.5. Yeah, I mean, I could 100% see the over 8.5 hitting today. All right, Gardens at the Yankees. Man, that's a tough one. God, it's a tough one. My plan was like I'm taking Guardians tomorrow. That's what I thought last night. Till I saw who was pitching. Joey Cantillo. Ugh, I can't back Cantillo. Nestor Cortez. I really don't want to pick a winner here. I just want to pick the over. We've got a 10-mile-an-hour wind blowing out. Cortez is trash. Cantillo's trash. He's given up 3 earned runs in every start he's had. Cortez, not his last start, but the start before, so his last start at home versus the Angels. 4.2 innings, 9 hits, 6 earned runs. It's just, this guy's so bad. Got to fade him today. Pitch splits against Cantillo. Again, the Yankees hit lefties well. They got to Boyd yesterday. I can't see them not getting to Cantillo today. Ended up losing yesterday. They've lost 3 in a row, so I think they're feeling a little heat to win. So I do think they get the job done. Do I want to pay minus 166 to trust Cortez? No. I would rather do the 140 and fade Cortez, but instead I just want to take the over. It's the most likely thing to hit. Reds at the Blue Jays. This is Nick Martinez going up against Yerio Rodriguez. Martinez has been super solid on the road. 1.71 away earned run. Like I said, last time he pitched against KC, dude's had a solid year. Really didn't get shelled by KC either. I think he gave up 2 or 3 earned runs. If we look at Martinez, hasn't given up an earned run in his last 13 away innings. So I like him here. This is a great situation for the Reds. You got a guy that throws 54% fastballs. He's got some serious control issues. That said, he has looked fantastic his last couple of outings, and he pitches really well at home. Blue Jays definitely have the hitting advantage in terms of recent trends over the last 7 days and the last 14. Yeah, maybe an under here wouldn't be such a bad idea, but I definitely heavy lean towards the Reds. Average splits are really, really good. Both pitchers have a sub 1 average to lefties. Yariel has given up a 270 average to righties. Martinez about 250 to righties. Neither really get hit hard. Martinez is actually one of the better pitchers in baseball. He's got a 29.5% hard hit percentage. Exit velo average is only 86 miles an hour. So when he does give up, balls in play, they are not being hit hard. So I like the Reds here. I think they should take advantage of Yariel throwing a ton of fastballs. So Reds there, especially after a beatdown last night. I like the inverse today. I don't think it'll be a beatdown, but give me the Reds today. All right, Phillies, Braves. I'm not hopping off the train. I'm on that train. Phillies. I can't trust Max Fried. Same thing. I kind of went in today thinking, okay, let's back the Braves. We just didn't see the Phillies hit. Is this going to be one of those damn 3-4 game cold streaks for the Phillies? But I can't get behind Fried. He has not done well his last 3 games. He's given up 12 earned runs against the Giants, the Rockies, and the Marlins. Not exactly World Series contenders. If we look at Fried versus Atlanta, so he did face them in Atlanta on July 5th. Didn't go well. 6 innings, 11 hits, 5 earned runs. I just can't do it. Nola's got a very long history against Atlanta of 35 games, but he hasn't actually pitched against them in 3 years. So all the hot pitcher, I don't put a ton of stock into that. I can't look at something that happened 3 years ago. So if we look at Nola, he's been all right. 3.80 away ERA. Highly likely he's going to give up 2 or 3 earned runs at least today. So I do like the over 8 in this matchup. So if you really want to fade both teams and just take a over/under, I think the over should be a pretty decent bet today. Phillies bullpen scares the shit out of me. They are bad. That scares me. Atlanta's bullpen not amazingly better, but just over 8. That's the safe play. All right, Brewers, Cardinals, Tobias Myers, Kyle Gibson. I don't understand this line. This line doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. I would be on the Brewers. Frankly, if it wasn't for Montas yesterday, I would have been on the Brewers. But today, Tobias Myers, pretty good away pitcher, 2.5 ERA. That said, he's done pretty well his last 4 starts. He's only given up 6 earned runs against some fairly decent competition. We look at Kyle Gibson. He's been trending in the other direction. He's given up 12 earned runs in his last 3 games. He's rocking almost a 5 home ERA. This is such a fishy line. Like, it just doesn't compute. Clearly, the books think that Myers is going to get hit today. So that's very confusing. With the wind blowing in here at that line at 8, it's just, I wouldn't pick an over or an under. I could see this just hooking right at 8, but I got to go Brewers here. Just the pitch splits, everything kind of ties to a good Brewers day. Myers giving up a 225 average to lefties. Gibson's 254. Myers sub 2 average to righties. Gibson 260, just advantage in every single scenario. Gibson 41% hard hit percentage. It's just, I'm struggling here. I guess it's the hitting splits, but man, we look at runners in scoring position. The Cardinals have not been getting it done. Clearly, screwed me last night. Just so confused about this. So I love the Brewers today. That's all I gotta say about that. All right, Tigers at the Cubs. Kenta Maeda should pitch today. They just keep listing him as a potential starter. He should pitch today. I don't know. Tigers suck. Give me the Cubs. Not a lot of analysis needed. Another wind, 7.5. Just Cubs or pass. Just skip that game. All right, Royals at the Angels. Johnny Cueto is not dead. Confirmed. Thought he was. I didn't know. I wrote him a beautiful obituary. But no, it's not the case. He's alive. So give me the Royals today. Bounce back. I just can't see them getting slammed by KC. Does Lorenzen make me nervous? Yeah. Does the Royals bullpen make me nervous? Yeah. Good news is they pitched all the shitty guys yesterday. So we should see hits. We look at Cueto. He had a 6.02 ERA last year for the Marlins, 1.26 whip. I don't really see where he's been making a ton of rehab starts or whatever. I can't get behind a Johnny Cueto. That just can't happen. It's getting a little long in the tooth. All right, next game. Rays at the Athletics. Don't care. I'm not betting this game. Give me the Rays. I don't know. After this offensive showing, I would say take the under, but it's going to be one of those days where they score like 12 runs. Like, just, it's a fade for me. Rays, if I got to pick a team, I'll back Pepio over Spence, but don't want to touch it. All right, Dodgers, Mariners, Logan Gilbert, Jack Flaherty. Flaherty's been very human since he came over from the Tigers. He's got a 3.83 home ERA. It's kind of hard because it's not necessarily home right now, but he's given up 7 earned runs in 3 starts for the Dodgers, so he has been susceptible to getting hit. That said, I mean, we saw the Mariners score runs off Walker Buehler. I mean, I feel like a JV baseball team probably could have got 2 off of him. He was just throwing flat fastballs. So I can't trust this Mariners team. I think Gilbert should get hit up pretty good. Pitch splits don't look great for him. He's given up a 351 average to lefties. We saw Max Muncy's back, and it's like the Dodgers are starting to get the gang back together. We got Mookie, we got Max, we got Shohei. I'm not sure if Freeman will be back, so yeah, the gang's back together. I can't take a Mariners team that can't fucking hit the ball. So no way I'm backing this team. 185 average last 7 days. I mean, they're just not good. So can't do it, won't do it. Give me the Dodgers. I'll pay the juice. All right, best bets today. Boston, Houston over 8.5. It was minus 118. Cleveland, New York over 8. I think this has jumped. I think it's 8.5 by now, but either way, I'll take it. I'll take the over 8, 8.5, whatever. Royals run line. That's just a little half unit sprinkle. Just a feeling that they're gonna pop off offensively today, but just doing a half unit there. Red Sox team total. This is kind of a weird play. I know. So we kind of. I got a lot of plays in this Boston Houston game, but there's been like a ton of offense, and I don't see that not continuing today, unless Verlander absolutely shuts them down. But either way, Red Sox team total over 3.5. That's just really low. Verlander, like we said, not been good at home. Should be on a pitch limit today. We saw Astros use 4 relief pitchers yesterday, so could have a little arm fatigue there. And then give me the Astros team total as well. So we're taking the full game team total, both individual teams team total. Is it a stupid play? I don't know. Time will tell. But ton of runs in this series. And then give me Yankees race to 4 at plus 100. I just don't trust Cantillo. I think if it's anybody other than Nestor, this is probably like a minus 120. So we're getting value there to take it. All right, parlays I like today. We're going to do the White Sox and the Giants. We're going to do a Nerfy there. A little scary. It is juiced at like minus 155, but should be pretty solid. We're trusting Crochet. And then give me the Reds team total over 3.5. So just a little two-legger at plus 200. Again, these are all half units today. And then give me the Dodgers, Giants, and the Royals. All money line. They're all pretty juiced. You could do like a -1, maybe a -1 for the Royals. Yeah, maybe the Dodgers too. I don't know. I played it pretty square. And then give me Padres, Cubs, and Nats. Pair those together plus 370. Give me Dodgers, Padres, and Brewers. Pair those three together, and we get plus 445. I did go Dodgers twice. I usually try to avoid using the same team twice, but I just don't see them losing today. Fun parlay here. I actually really like this. It's Philly, Milwaukee, Cincinnati, and the Dodgers. So we might have used the Dodgers again, but plus 1,032. I like it. And then our upset parlay, I went real small today. I just went Baltimore and Pittsburgh. Those two plus 404. That's enough for me. Could definitely see both of those teams winning today. So prop leans, I like Crochet over 5.5 Ks, Gibson under 5.5 Ks. Max Fried under 17.5 outs at plus money is just a little too juicy to pass up to me. That's just a value play. I don't see him. I just don't see him throwing a gem. The last 3 starts, he's looked horrendous, and it all started in the first inning. So, yeah, I'll take that. That said, I do have the Nerfy on here for him. I maybe would fade that. I'd probably, actually, you know what? We're going to remove that. Yeah, more I think about that, he has looked really bad in the first inning. So we are going to absolutely get rid of that. Nick Martinez under 17.5 outs. It's just, that's an interesting one. I don't know. I just thought that was pretty interesting. Not that I love it. I just think there's some value there. Montgomery under 5.5 hits at minus 120. I think that's decent value. Soto over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, really juiced at minus 150, but a little too good to pass up. That seems pretty solid. And then Bobby Witt Jr. over 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Dude is on fire. He is on absolute fire, and he's getting Johnny Cueto. Like, okay, plus 100, I'll take it. We talked about Nerfies, White Sox, Giants, Baltimore, and New York, and then Tampa Bay and Oakland. So let's just go with those 3 Nerfies. I like those. Other leans I was looking at, like I said, Mets first 5, but why do that when they have such a horrendously bad bullpen? So probably won't touch that. Detroit and Chicago over 7.5. It's just kind of a tight run line, especially if like Maeda or something like that's on the hill. Taillon hasn't been lights out at home, so could definitely see that happening. Pittsburgh and Texas under 8.5. Haney has been pretty good at home. We've seen for the last 2 games fairly low scoring. I think Jermaine does his job, German, however you say his name. And then Minnesota and San Diego over 8.5. I just feel like Simeon Woods Richardson's going to hit pretty hard, and I could see Waldron getting hit too with that knuckleball. So those are just some of my leans. Like I said, appreciate you guys tuning in. If you haven't yet, hit that sub button, baby, and then give the video a thumbs up. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.